Alright, what is up guys? Professor Akali here, bringing you a new video showing you how to play Akali like the rank 1 challenger player on the NA server. In this video, I'm going to show you guys everything from runes to masteries to playstyle and strategy, so hopefully you enjoyed the video and let's get right into it. So starting off with runes, there are two pages you'd want, one being a page you'd pick versus AP champions in lane, and one versus AD champions in lane. Starting with marks, you'll always, for both pages, want 3 flat AD reds, 3 flat attack speed reds, and 3 hybrid pen reds. For seals, in matchups versus physical damage champions, you'll want flat armor yellows to help you survive lane and win trades, and versus AP champions, you'll want scaling health per level yellows to farm up and be strong in the mid and late game. As for glyphs, versus AP champions, you'll want 9 flat magic resist blues to help you survive lane, and versus AD champions, you'll want 9 flat AP blues to help you take better trades. Finally, for quints, you'll want 3 flat AP quints for both pages. Moving on to masteries, if you want to copy the page, just go ahead and pause the video. The main thing to note is that you want to go 9-21-0 with Thunderlords as your keystone. Everything else can be effective for the most part, but the page you see on screen is what the rank 1 challenger player uses. One last thing to mention about the mastery page is that this page is meant for top lane, hence the bandit mastery. You probably won't be able to auto attack range mages mid lane, so you probably shouldn't take it if you're playing Akali mid. And finally, for summoners, you'll always want flash and teleport. Flash is self-explanatory, and you will always want to take teleport because in the mid and late game you'll be a huge threat split pushing for a majority of the game, as well as using TP for clutch bot lane ganks throughout the early and mid game, which oftentimes can get Akali snowballing to the point where it feels impossible to deal with her. Now let's move on to actually playing the game. You'll pretty much always want to start off with a Dorn Shield and Potion. Dorn Shield synergizes pretty well with Akali's passive and how she plays in lane, because you'll often find yourself either getting poked or just taking trades in general, and Dorn Shield will help you stay unbelievably healthy throughout the lane phase. And just to quickly mention the item build, you will always rush a Gunblade, and at some point either get Merc Treads or Ninja Tabbies for boots. After that, usually the rank 1 Akali goes for Azonia's Hourglass, but every game is situational, so just pick through the core items of Liandry's Torment, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, Guardian Angel, Void Staff, and Spirit Visage. Starting off from levels 1 to 5, depending on the matchup, usually you want to max E to farm better, but if you're against a range matchup, considering going for a Q max to last hit minions from far away easier. Most of your trades in lane will be throwing your Q mark on the enemy in lane, then Shroud blinking on top of them, autoing to proc your Q, finish the combo by throwing your E on them, and then safely run away in your Shroud. There are a million different combos though that can be a bit better situationally, and if you want to learn about them, check out my ultimate Season 7 Akali guide that I'll link in the description. Once you're level 6, usually you want to just shove the wave in and look to recall. Get your Hextech Revolver, and with your revolver combined with your 3 ult stacks, you can do a lot of damage and take a ton of good trades in lane. And at this point you should now save your Shroud for escaping ganks or disengaging after trades, and use your ult to get on top of your enemies to proc your Qs. Keep taking trades when you can, use your passive to heal you up, and eventually gain a large enough health lead on your enemy laner to the point where they're forced to recall or get tower doped by you. While this is happening, now that you have your ult, aka 3 dashes and a blink, you should be looking to teleport gank the enemy bot lane whenever they overextend. It's a great way to remove all efforts of having to snowball, since teleport ganking bot can be extremely free and easy gold as Akali. Keep doing what you can in lane and in the game, try your best to kill the enemy laner, especially once you get your Gunblade, but if you can't, you can always focus on forcing them out of the lane and knocking down towers. If that's also not an option, look to gank mid, gank top, or even swap with your bot lane. Akali can melt a ton of AD carries and can actually 2v1 bot lane once she gets her Gunblade a lot of the time. Just make sure the enemy bot lane isn't too fed, of course. From there on out, hopefully you're picking up kills around the map, taking towers, and are able to build up a nice gold lead. In terms of teamfighting as Akali, if the enemy team has a lot of single target bursts or CC, you really don't want to teamfight. I know this sounds crazy, but truthfully, a lot of the time it's easier for Akali to 1v3 than it is for Akali to 5v5. As crazy as this sounds, Akali is very slippery with her Shroud and Zonias and whatnot, but if 5 people are attacking you within the duration of 1 Thresh Hook or 1 Fiddle Fear, you will likely die. That's why you generally want to look to split push bot once the game is 20 or more minutes in. Akali's kit makes her a huge threat to most champions, and a lot of the time the enemy team will be forced into deciding whether or not they want to send multiple people bot to stop you, or just try to force a Baron. Either way works, because if they send multiple people bot to stop you, you can have your team ready near Baron to rush it down and take the buff, and if they decide to force Baron themselves as early as 20 to 30 minutes into the game, and your team doesn't get caught out, they can use Baron's damage to make it a 5v5, while you're just busy destroying turrets really quickly with your passive. Eventually, if you played it right, you will have created a snowball from your lane or from just ganking other lanes, you will have destroyed a ton of turrets, and you'll eventually be able to take an inhib by yourself. After you take the inhib, you can either group with your team to take Baron, or just go top lane and start taking the second inhib while your team either sends 4 to Baron or helps you take the second inhib. Either option should work, and if nothing goes wrong, you will eventually find yourself winning the game. Before we end this video, I wanted to include the Akali Season 7 Advanced Mechanic Guide, as well as the Akali Season 7 Combo Guide. They are both a part of my Ultimate Akali Guide, but they are both essential for playing Akali at a high level. The video is a little old, but everything is 100% still relevant and you should listen to everything completely. Hey everyone, Professor Akali here, bringing you a guide on the different advanced mechanics you can use to become a greater Akali in Season 7 after the rework. I'm just going to quickly list them off with a video example of each mechanic. Get the second part of your passive active, then Shroud Blink to proc Q and the second part of your passive. You can also get the second part of your passive active and then ult Q auto once you're 6. Gunblade after you've reached the enemy, not mid-jump, to get the extra time on the slow while you chase them down. You can use your Shroud Blink to cancel out hooks like Blitzcrank, just like an Ezreal can. Try to hit level 6 while you're in your Shroud so the enemy doesn't see you level up, giving you a chance to surprise them for a good harass or even a kill. Learn the exact range of your flash ult, as it is going to be the most important combo late game to assassinate the enemy carries. Hey everyone, Professor Akali here, bringing you a video on the different Akali combos you can do throughout the game and the combos you can use to harass the enemy within lane. The term I'm going to be using throughout the video, queuing your passive, just means auto-attacking something, usually a minion, to get the second part of your passive, the extra burst, active. Onto combos. Our first harass combo is going to be the level 1 passive Q into Q auto to proc Q, Thunderlords, and your passive. This usually only works against melee champions, but it also does work against low-ranked ranged champions that aren't smart enough to just run back. On to the second and third combos. These are what you're going to be using from level 2 to 5 to harass in lane. That is to Q your passive, then Q the enemy, Shroud Blink to close the gap, and auto attack, running away safely in Shroud after you've harassed the opponent. A more effective alternative of this is to do the same exact combo, but after auto attacking you also use your E for extra harass. A final pre-6 combo that is extremely deadly but also extremely unlikely that the opponent will let you get off is throwing your Q on the enemy, waiting for the cooldown to come back up, then Qing your passive and Shroud Blinking to close the gap, proc the first Q, immediately E, and then throw another Q and proc that as well. But man, if your opponent is bad enough to let you get that combo off, you're lucky to get such an easy lane. Moving on to post level 6 combos, we have the standard Q your enemy and wait until your Q is available again, then ult the enemy and proc 2 Qs combo. This works well in top lane against melee champions that are tanky and don't think it's going to hurt them that much, but most of the time if you have your Q mark on a squishy mid laner, they won't let you get in range for you to ult onto them. If you are able to get this combo off, make sure you use your E immediately after you proc the first Q so that the cooldown of your E comes up faster as well. This next combo is something I use to catch enemies a lot mid game, when squishy enemy champions can still be seen overextending and usually aren't grouped with their entire team. If you are able to kill an enemy, they usually know you can and will immediately run away when they see you, but this combo makes it so that by the time they see you, it's too late. What you want to do when showing up to lane is ult onto the closest minion, immediately gunblade them if you have it, and QW auto, sticking onto them before they have a chance to run away. The last combo I wanted to address is the one-shots combo. This is the combo that does the most burst within the shortest amount of time, giving the enemies the least amount of time to exhaust you, heal, etc. That combo is going to be the passive Q into ult Q gunblade auto E. The reason why you don't Q then ult is because your Q's travel time is so slow that a lot of the time you will actually land on an enemy and auto attack them before your mark has even reached them. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video on how to play like the rank 1 challenger Akali player. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like, as I spent a ton of time on this video and it really helps me out a lot. And one last thing, if you guys want to learn more about how to play Akali, I truly recommend you check out my Ultimate Akali Guide. It is the best Akali guide on YouTube and is much more in depth than this video in my opinion. Also, please be sure to subscribe if you're new. And anyways, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in a new video. Peace.